Another question is here, that is sum number 33 of Basu Nayak. This is different types of question. Sri Ashok Roy owns a house in Kolkata. There is one house and uses it for the purpose of his own residence, but he let out 1/3 portion of the house at a monthly rent of rupees 1600. That means total house divided into two parts. One is 2/3 part that is used by the owner for his own residence purpose, and another part that is 1/3 part that is let out for a monthly rent, and remaining portion he uses his own residence. Municipal value of the house is rupees 56,000. This is the value of municipal value for the entire house. In the previous year he paid rupees 7,500 for municipal tax. That means this 7,500 is for the entire house. Rupees 2100 for insurance premium, rupees 2400 for ground rent, and rupees 3,000 for repairs. Again I am telling you, these you have to ignore. These expenses are not allowed as deduction here. He took a loan for construction of the house. The annual interest payable thereon rupees 4,800. That means this interest is also for the entire house. Was not paid by him during the previous year. For the interest on loan, we know that if it is due, then also it is deductible from the income from house property. What you have to calculate? Compute income from house property of Sri Ashok Roy for the assessment year 2021-22. Now we will do this sum. Here is the heading. Heading is same, that is computation of income from house property of Sri Ashok Roy, a resident individual, for the assessment year 2021-22 relating to the previous year 2020-21. Okay. Now here is one house, but that house is divided into two parts. So we will calculate income from house property of these two parts. So there is, you have to draw 3 amount column. I have told you that if there is a more than one house, then you have to draw 3 amount column. But in this question, though here is one house, but this house is divided into two parts, so you have to draw 3 amount column. First, the self-occupied portion, that is the 2/3 of the house. Annual value under section 23 subsection 2. We know that annual value of self-occupied part is nil. Less interest on loan under section 24B. Only one expenses is deductible from the annual value of the house used by the owner for his own residence, that is interest on loan. Now here is a working note. We know that according to question there is a total amount of interest on loan is 4,800 and interest on loan is due, not paid. But though it is due, it will be allowed as deduction, but here you don't have to deduct entire amount because this interest on loan should be divided in two parts. Now come to the working note part. Working note, interest on loan paid rupees 4,000, not paid rupees 4,800 is allowed as deduction. Now 4,800 is divided into two parts. One is 2/3, that is 3,200, this is for the self-occupied portion, and 1/3 of 4,800, that is 1,600, this is for the let out portion. So from the self-occupied portion, the amount deductible for interest on loan is 3,200. So from the self-occupied portion annual value, you have to deduct this 3,200. This will be negative 3,200 income from this part, that is the part used by the owner for his own residence. Another is let out portion, that is 1/3. In case of step 1, municipal value, you have to calculate municipal value for the 1/3 portion. No fair rent, no standard rent is given here. So in step 1 only one amount is there, that is municipal value. Come to the working note. Municipal value for the let out portion. Total municipal value of the house is 56,000. But of these total house, 1/3 is let out. So you have to take municipal value for the 1/3 part, that is 18,667. Okay, municipal value is 18,667. Step 2, reasonable expected rent. This is your reasonable expected rent because there is no other value is there. So reasonable expected rent is this municipal value. Annual rent. Annual rent is 1600 per month. So 1600 into 12, 19,200 is your total annual rent. So in step 3, gross annual value, there is no loss due to vacancy. So in step 3, gross annual value is the higher of these two. Higher of these two, and this higher is 19,200. From here you have to deduct municipal tax. Municipal tax, there is also a working note because total municipal tax is 7,500 for the entire house. Now we are taking only the let out portion, and let out portion is 1/3. So 1/3 of 7,500, that is 2,500, is your deductible municipal tax. So municipal tax is deducted 2,500 and net annual value comes to 16,700. Now less deduction under section 24. Standard deduction is 30% of NAV, that is 16,700 ka 30%, that will come to 5010. Interest on loan 1600. From working note 1, we have already done it. Total interest on loan kitna tha? 4,800. Out of which 3,200 for self occupied portion, 2/3, and 1/3 is for let out portion, that is 1600. So municipal tax is 1600, sorry, interest on loan is 1600. So total amount of deduction is summation of these two deduction 6610. So actual amount of income from second house is 10,090. So from the first house there is a loss, and from the second house there is a profit. After setting of this loss, income from house property will be 6,890.